My favorite thing about professional sports is the battle between man versus another man. But what we watched in Game 3 or 4, whichever game, was man versus self. Serge Ibaka had to come back from injury, an injury that they had shut him down for the remainder of the playoffs. And I gotta admit, I didn't think it was that serious when I saw it happen. But he did have to come back from injury, and I didn't think he would make that much of an impact on the series or the game, or maybe it was just that one game. I don't know where you guys stand. Let me know. But did you think Serge Ibaka returning to the court would give that Thunder enough to have that big of a win?
Absolutely not. I thought they were.
Thank you.
Someone
agrees with me. Good.
I thought they were maybe just going to try and run him in slowly, get maybe like 10, 12 minutes under his belt just to see what they can get from him. He starts, and he starts well.
15 points,
I
4 blocks.
It was insane, and he was knocking down. It looked like Serge Ibaka prior to the injury, and I was in shock that he was that good.
So is there any justification, Adrian, in us questioning whether or not he was that hurt, or is this a testament to how tough Serge Ibaka is?
No, I think he really was that hurt. But I think
looks good.
I think having 4 days off made him recover a lot faster. Now he's going to have 48 hours off. I don't think he's going to repeat the same performance in tonight's game. And I think the Spurs are just going to win this game and win it in 6.
So are you expecting a huge fallout from Serge and the Thunder tonight?
I don't know about a fall off. I mean, that was a pretty impressive performance. And when you look at the way the Thunder are made up, it's 1 and 1A. But without Ibaka, there was no 3 or 4 or 5. It was just it was Durant and Westbrook and nobody else. So just the fact that inspirationally he was there for the team made a big difference. And I think that'll still help them tonight. But now San Antonio knows what they're dealing with. They're probably going to rely on their 3-point shooters a lot more. And I think San Antonio's still going to win the game.
With this great plot line of Ibaka coming back, fighting through the injury, does that kind of infuse some life into the series and make it a series again, Adrian?
I don't think it's going to make it a series, no.
Still done?
Because I think, again, the 48 hours turnover from the last game to this game, I think it's going to be too short for Ibaka to re-energize himself and get himself ready for this game tonight.
Meg?
I think him being at home is going to help. Even though he's only had 2 days off, I think them being at home court, the fans love Ibaka. They love what he brings because he brings the fan experience on the court. He basically is that 6th man, even though he starts.
You're very right.
He's the fan excitement on the court. And I think he feeds off of the fans. He might not be as explosive and as great as he was in Game 3, but I think he's still going to bring what he brings. He's definitely going to have a threat around the rim, and Big Tim's going to have a problem.
You just made me think about something. I think the 4th best player on the Thunder is their 6th man, the crowd. It just might be, or Reggie Jackson, either way.
Yeah. Sorry, that's nothing I was going to mention. I think Scott Brooks did a great job inserting.
What? Scott Brooks did a great job at something?
That's why I'm giving him his credit, inserting Reggie Jackson into that starting lineup and putting Tabo on the bench. Because the way he was playing those
But Reggie Jackson feeds off of Ibaka's excitement because games 1 and 2, Reggie Jackson was almost non-existent. Ibaka comes back, all of a sudden we see Reggie Jackson, what he did last playoffs last year, when Westbrook went down.
But a great thing about Ibaka, what he does as well.
Don't apologize on this show, bro. Don't apologize.
Because the way he shoots the ball, like we saw last game, he opens up that floor for guys like Reggie and Westbrook to really get to the rim and really do what they do best, and that's penetrate and score. My
producer Sweeks, when we were doing the research for today's episode, gave me a really cool stat. Thabo Cephalosha, in the 6 years he's been in OKC, missed 1 game. Well, didn't start 1 game. Missed 1 start. DNP-CD. And they got the win. I will give you a little bit of props on calling that Scott Brooks a little bit of credit, but I still want him out of there. Dan, for you now, did OKC win that game off the energy, or did the Spurs kind of just weren't prepared and kind of gave that one up?
Well, the Spurs are always prepared. I mean, this is the top-level matchup, and I know on
8 versus 1, they weren't prepared for that one.
Thursday last week, we were talking a little bit about a sweep.
Yes.
So you got to give Oklahoma City credit. They came out. They were the desperate team. I don't think the Spurs were unprepared or didn't put out the proper effort.
I do. Well, I think they could. I personally think they could have won that game if they played the
Oklahoma City played a great game, and they're a great team. So sometimes you're going to lose. I'm not saying San Antonio played their best, but they were in a very comfortable position, up 2-0.
Might have been the problem.
All they need really is to win one of these 2 games. So maybe they, took the pedal off the metal a little bit. I think I butchered that one, but whatever.
That's okay, don't worry. But I don't drive, so.
Thanks, yeah. Oh, wait, yes, I do. So anyway, the Spurs are going to be a lot better in Game 4 than they were in Game 3.
All right, listen. We still have more fun stuff to talk about here on the Hangout. We got to talk about Joel Embiid. Word is his back might be all right. Does that make him the #1 pick? I still think it's Wiggins. But when we return, we got to talk about the big man from Kansas. Hang out.